Okay, I'm going to show you how to create articles, and we're going to cover message boards or forums in the end of this video. But I'm using Taylor's website just as an example. I have turned on one of her sidebars just to show you what content typically looks like, because you're typically going to have something in the sidebar. Well, even if we create our own content, so I just put something there just so you'll see that this is the part we're worried about right now. We're going to try to fill in this little section with new content. So let's go ahead and create some content here, and of course right now all we have is two options. We have an article or a basic page. An article is going to be for things that change, like news, blog entries, stories that are going to change frequently. So we hit article here, and we're going to go down and say, we'll use the same title, GCS defeats Oakwood. We'll tag this basketball. We're going to put athletics. You could call this even Oakwood. That will allow you to search for all the Oakwood stories later on. Couple comments that are a little bit different about using the body as opposed to a basic page. I'm just going to type some pretend words here and get the idea. Let's just copy and paste some of this so it'll be a little bit faster. Because blogs typically, A, are maybe long, an entire news story, and 2, because they combine or you see multiple of them on one page, like the home page, we don't want one story to take over the entire website. You always want a little synopsis of that story, and that's called a teaser. So you're going to select where you want that teaser to appear and hit this little line right here that goes through your document. And that just separates it. This says from here up, show that on the first page, but they're going to have to hit read more in order to see the rest of it. So that teaser is very, very important when you have a long story. You don't want it to consume your entire page. Just very briefly, we don't want a menu. We don't care about keeping track of different revisions of this message. We don't care about having a separate URL. Comments are open by default. We'll go into that in more detail in a moment. I'm going to change just because she created me as a user. You can't type just anything here, but because she created me as a name, as a user, I'll go ahead and use that. And we do want to promote it to the home page, the front page. So I'm going to hit yes or hit save. And we're going to go, and by default, when you hit save, it's going to show you the article, the entire article. So we're going to hit home to actually see the actual finished article on the home page, and you're going to see that, well, I hit the teaser there, but it didn't seem to put it in the right spot there. So this is the article. It does have a place for a comment and reading more. Let's go ahead and add a comment. Let me show you how this works. Now, I'm logged in. I'm authenticated, so it's going to act a little different for you as an administrator, but great game. And we can put a comment here. Let me show you how you, by default, you as administrator, your comments go live right away. But the average person, they're going to be pending your approval. So you're going to go to your content here, find content, and over here it's going to say comments. And now yours is already approved, so it's going to show up as a comment. And you can delete it. I can check that and say, nope, I don't want that there, and delete it. But I'm going to unpublish it, because that's what an unapproved comment is going to come in as. It's unpublished, unapproved. Notice that there's nothing here now, and under unapproved there is one. So most people are going to come under here. You're going to check that, and you're going to say, yeah, go ahead, that's been read, that's fine, I'll approve it, I'll publish it, and now it's gone live. So that's one thing I want you to know, is how to post a comment and how to approve the comment. The next thing is, by default, it puts, let me hit home right here. Actually, I made a change earlier, I didn't change it back. I want to show you where, if you go to structure, I don't, on your site, I've already turned this off on Taylor's, but on your site, you're going to have published by Mr. Cox and the date underneath his article. You typically don't want that. The time is okay, but we don't want the name here by who published each story. So we're going to go to structure, and I'm going to go to the content type. This list are two options we have, article and basic page, and so we're going to edit the article and hit edit here. And just under display settings, we're going to uncheck that. Again, I've already unchecked mine. In fact, I'm going to reverse it so you can see what you're removing, but I want you to uncheck that on yours. And then hit save. So let's go back to the home page again. And I've turned on submitted by Mr. Cox on Thursday 2/6/2014. So I want you to remove that on yours, so I don't want to have that username there. Now, And again, if you want to delete something just like a page, you can go to Find Content and check option and say I want to delete that. Or we can just say unpublish it. There's a mistake in it we need to change. Let's unpublish it. If you come back to your home page, you'll no longer see it. No front page content has been created. So that is articles or blogs and how to create those, modify them, comment, and so forth. Now let's talk about message boards. Drupal calls them forums. This is where you would have many people commenting on a page or a topic. Could be different. You give a topic and they allow people to comment on it. That feature is not enabled by default. So as you probably recall, we're going to use modules to enable that. If you scroll down here to forum, I'm just going to check forum. Check to make sure nothing else is required. Everything is good. Everything that it requires is already enabled. So we can scroll to the very bottom here and just say save. And anytime you turn on a module, something on your website is going to change somewhere. Sometimes it's not obvious where it changes, but in this case, we're going to have a new piece of content. We're going to have a message board. So I'm going to hit Find Content. It's slow coming up here. And actually, I'm going to go to Add Content. Let's add it first. And we have a forum topic. Now, by default, if I go to Structure, we're already going to have one topic created for us by default. So if I go to Structure, I'm going to show you where that is set up at. This is new. We did not have this option before, so if I click Forums, you're going to see what forum we have available. We have a general discussion. So maybe we want to add a new forum that says forum name Athletics. So this is where people talk about sports. We can have one that is talking about school news, I don't know, just whatever you want to come up with different topics here. And so if you want to actually add a question or a comment to that, you're going to go over here to your Add Content and a forum topic. And I'm going to say game versus Oakwood, and I'm going to say that's going to be in the athletics one. And I noticed that and you're going to discuss that game. Again, we don't want these on menus, we don't want URLs. Comments are open for that's very important on a forum. And authoring information, actually let's make this accurate, it's actually me authoring this, and we are going to publish it, so we hit save. Now remember, the general public, as you will, is not going to have this menu up here. So waiting for that to save. Okay, finally it's saved there. So the question is we need to give people the ability to see and add to the forum. So we're going to edit our menu up here. Now before we've been editing our menu by actually going to the page. And let me click on our products here and editing that, and you recall they had a menu section down here, menu, and you could add it to a menu. But if it's not an actual story or a page, we need to go to our menus and we can edit them manually. This is the same options, but they're just kind of a different location. So main menu, and I'm going to add a link. Now I'm going to use the word message boards, and the path is just forum. Now the way you would have found that out is by looking at your address up here and seeing what was up here. It said the word forum up here. If you want to put that in your notes, you'll remember that, but you would have seen that if you clicked on your menu to go to content forum, it would have been in the URL up here. I'm going to put that under the main menu, and we'll put that towards the end, so I'll make it a high number and hit save. Okay, so let's go back to the home page and see what we accomplished. We have a new link here, it says message boards. When I click on it, it pulls up a list of the different topics. You can see the last post was by me 1 minute ago, and if you click on school news, you can see there's nothing there, but we got a new topic and say, whatever the topic is, it's already defaulted to school news, and we can save it from there. So you get the idea. Again, not every website needs or has a forum or a message board, but you get the idea. And I just wanted to kind of give an example. Two purposes here is one, how to create the forum, but more importantly, the idea of going to modules, turning on a module and getting a new feature on your website was the basic idea there. If I turn off modules, if I go to modules and turn off forum, my links all disappear, my forum disappears. So that's how you can turn on and off a feature. So just in summary, I know it's a little bit longer than I intended it to be, but articles are used for news and blogs. I'm going to republish that content and I'm sorry, I published the wrong one. That was already published. I wanted to publish this one, defeats this article. Let's publish that one. As you can see, it's not published now. I hit home. So this would be for web pages where you want them to appear on the home page. Their stories. They have comments by default, and of course we have our message boards also now. So I want you to add those two features to your website. Create a couple articles, promote them to the home page, turn off the little submitted by right here, and then create a message board. Turn on the feature and then create a few forums, maybe add some comments. Maybe I'll add some comments back to your forum as well. So that will be that's what we were trying to cover Thursday in class. So if you could do that by Tuesday, that would be great.